Surgery on this body part impacted Heather Morris's ability to dance. Hint, it wasn't on her legs. Honey, can we talk? Once known as the Queen of Comedy, Joan Rivers had no fear of the surgeon's knife. In fact, the comedian made so many references to her frequent nip and tucks. It could be argued her fondness for plastic surgery made her more famous than her comedy.
Well, if I had anything done, I would have discussed it.
But no, yeah. I would never.
No, I would do it if I needed it.
But yeah.
Rivers once commented during an interview that she saw her cosmetic surgeon so often she got every 10th visit free. It was supposed to be a joke, but it seems there was some truth to the remark. According to Rivers' daughter Melissa, there came a time when she felt her mother had surpassed what was appropriate when it came to cosmetic procedures. She actually staged an intervention, telling her mom she felt the time had come when risk outweighs the reward. Joan Rivers passed away in 2014. In an ironic twist of fate, Rivers' vital signs suddenly failed while she was undergoing routine minor throat surgery at a local Manhattan endoscopy clinic. Her family sued the clinic for malpractice and was ultimately awarded an 8-figure settlement in 2016.
If something happens and everyone does everything properly, things happen.
You live with it.
You live with it. It was 100% preventable.
As a Playboy model and Hugh Hefner's wife, Crystal Hefner was expected to look a certain way. Unfortunately, many of the procedures she had performed to create this fantasy body eventually took a toll on her health. Her breast implants caused multiple negative symptoms, such as memory loss and fatigue, while a fat transfer surgery almost cost her her life.
I've lost over half of the blood in my entire body, that they have to give me emergency blood transfusions.
After all her negative experiences with cosmetic alterations, Hefner has since opted for a more natural look, both in real life and on social media. After removing everything fake from her body and deleting all her old photos, she explained to her fans that she now feels more authentic and more like herself. Hefner's initial concerns over losing her former social media following after taking these self-empowering steps have finally been replaced by a new sense of direction. Even though her numbers initially tanked hard after she removed her scantily clad photos, they eventually rebounded. Today, she realizes that while she may no longer have a career as a Playboy pinup, she still has a following, just of a different sort. Actress and singer Ashley Tisdale grew up in the spotlight, starring in the popular kids' television show The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and as the drama queen Sharpay Evans in the hit Disney Channel original movie High School Musical. Tisdale was subject to intense scrutiny as a teenager. When at the height of her fame she decided to undergo rhinoplasty to correct a deviated septum, many of her fans were critical. Misunderstanding the purpose of the procedure, they were not shy about voicing their opinions about her nose job. Tisdale's decision to have the surgery was due to health-related issues, but she also decided to have a bump on her nose shaved down at the same time. Her initial reaction to having the procedure was that it was not a big deal. But others were not so accepting or kind. Many on social media scrutinized and judged her for her decision, making the actress feel almost ashamed of having the surgery. When asked about her experience with plastic surgery, Tisdale, who was expecting a baby at the time, said she hoped her little girl wouldn't grow up in a world where she would face so much judgment and shame. No stranger to health issues, model and Real Housewives star Yolanda Hadid struggles with an ongoing battle with Lyme disease caused by a tick bite, as well as the unfortunate toxic side effects of cosmetic surgery. Cosmetic injections and implants have been known to cause dangerous, even life-threatening side effects in some patients who receive them. And according to Hadid, she was one of them.
We've missed you. I'm still in the same place. It is what it is. I'm not moving from here until I get well.
The star once confessed on Instagram that society had conditioned her to believe breast implants, fillers, and Botox were needed to give her a sexy body. Over time, however, she realized the toxic effects of these procedures were slowly killing her. Hadid now believes her health is her most prized possession and warns against making hasty decisions about putting anything foreign into the body. Today, Hadid is healthy and happy. She no longer gets Botox or fillers, and her breast implants have been removed. She credits her new, healthier lifestyle to living on her farm in Pennsylvania, where she is focused on healing and well-being, instead of an obsession with societal standards of beauty. If anybody has the right to be confident about their looks, it would be a supermodel, right? Well, at least in the case of Linda Evangelista, that assumption would be wrong. A cool, green-eyed beauty, Evangelista's face and form graced fashion runways and magazine covers throughout the decade of the 1990s. An international sensation, she was celebrated as one of the top supermodels of all time. Then, in 2015, it all came crashing down, and one of the media's most photographed women suddenly disappeared from the world stage. Evangelista became a virtual recluse due to a failed cosmetic procedure known as cool sculpting. Cool sculpting is a fat-reducing procedure many people choose as an alternative to liposuction. Although it is considered a spot treatment to reduce fat on specific areas of the body that are usually resistant to dieting, the procedure is not without risk. Unfortunately, after her treatments, Evangelista suffered from a rare side effect called paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, or PAH. She tried everything to fix the hard bumps and bulges the treatments left in the very areas of her body she wanted to correct. But in time, she came to realize the condition was permanent. The outcome of the cool sculpting procedure left Evangelista struggling not only with a disfigured body, but a drastic shift in her self-confidence, and dreading the spotlight she once adored. Other models of her day, like Christy Turlington and Christy Brinkley, are still working and even modeling. And up until recently, it was thought Evangelista would never work again. It is to her credit, however, that she appears to have overcome her fears, announcing to the world on Instagram that she has begun a comeback of her own, modeling for the iconic Fendi handbag brand. For a dancer, the ability to be physically active is essential to your livelihood. When unforeseen side effects of her breast augmentation surgery began to impact her ability to work, Glee star Heather Morris began to have second thoughts. Morris complained that her chest was always sore and she was in constant pain. It got so bad, she ultimately decided to have them removed. Fortunately, the removal surgery was successful, and Morris continues to be active in both her acting and dancing careers. Today, she works as a dance instructor and stars in the Lifetime original movie Fatal Fandom. Morris has never looked back, and clearly, her decision to return to a more natural look has impacted both her health and her career in a positive fashion.